Hi, we are here today talking about next year and our service changes and how this is going to impact families and all of us as a church family together, really. My name's Brad. Today we've got with me Kerry, Meredith and Lyndon. Great to have you guys here and great to have a chat about this really important topic.
Yes, I mean, I think when we think about like the local church and particularly the gathering on a Sunday, it really is one of God's gifts to us. We're able to exercise the one another's. We're designed as a wider church family to be a family for those who don't have a family or those who maybe have really complicated relationships with their families. And I think the picture that God has for what it means for us to be a whole church family is so much bigger than often what we see today across churches in our world. And so one of the beauties of what we're looking at doing next year is moving more towards what that whole church family picture looks like.
Yeah, I think, I love that's part of God's plan for us, that we have the church family. I come from a home where nobody else believes and loves God. So even with this recent lockdown, I sat in my room alone with headphones in, watching the Sunday service, which is not what it's supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be in relationship and real fellowship with each other, sitting down, talking about these real things, and worshipping God together. So, I think that's great to be able to do that with each other, but also with whole family units as well. I think that's really a special part of that too.
We've been really privileged in Powerhouse recently this year to have some members of our church family who aren't usually involved in Powerhouse to come down and take a session with the kids, and I know that the kids have really enjoyed that. It's been different, so they've been able to engage or hear from someone else in the church family, and I just love to see that happen more. And I think the relationships that can be built by being all together will really benefit the kids, but also the adults. I think learning goes both ways, and we are blessed by being involved in each other's lives. I think having the Equip and the Powerhouse on together will be really helpful for families. The kids will have their teaching, the adults will have their teaching, and it just is easier for whole families to get them.
The messiness is part of how we learn and grow, and that's where genuine relationship happens, right? It's sitting at someone else's dinner table while their kid cries and learning how to engage with that, or when someone's had a really bad day at work and learning to engage with that. Like it's all mutual and two-way, but we have to be together for that to be possible. So I think that's where the real benefit will come.
I'm excited to have my kids observe what's going on, to engage with them, to say, hey, this is the part in the service where we ... And it's just an opportunity there for discipleship, and it's the church supporting the discipleship of families and of each other, and we need more than just each other's peers to do that. We need people who are ahead of us in the journey, people who are walking beside us, and then those who are yet to come that we might be able to input into their lives. And even though my kids, some of them at the age that they're at, might find it a bit of a drag to sit still for an hour, over time I think that will be a huge benefit for them, and an opportunity for them to see others in the church family who are, hey, these guys believe the same thing as mum and dad. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe this faith thing really is for me. And I'm just really excited about that, to know that I'm not alone parenting for faith, that we're all in this together. And I want to be there for other people in the family too. And so if there's ways in which we can help people in their specific circumstances, then we really want to do that as a children's ministry.
Yeah.
And
I think because we're going into sort of new territory, where, like, particularly from a family's ministries point of view, wanting to be really creative in how we can equip families and equip us as a whole church to have the whole church family in together. And so part of that is that we'd love to hear from, I guess, particularly families and parents around what some of your fears and some of the blockages of the idea of having kids in the services. And so we have put together just a real quick 3-question survey that we'd love to hear from you. So if you jump onto the website, tabiblechapel.org.nz/survey, and it's 3 real quick questions, but it's going to be really helpful to help us as a team to think through how we don't just leave you in the lurch, but as an entire church family can support one another.
Yeah, I mean, if I think about my own journey with God, actually some of the most precious times for me have been times I've spent with other people's immediate families, right? Not having that experience myself, but being able to share in it and participate in other people's homes is so precious. And I think those are the spaces where I've really learnt the most and been able to help and encourage where possible, but also I've just been hugely blessed by those relationships as well, which is really cool. And I think it's great that we're going to have the opportunity to build more of those relationships and really be intentional about being in each other's lives like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I think, and theologically, as we think about the gathering together, the primary purpose for what we gather together, that it is to glorify God. Obviously, that's always front and center. That's number one. But secondly, then it is to love and encourage and edify and build up and help one another, to love and serve one another. Thirdly, it is, yes, I'm going to get something out of this. As Westerners, I think we tend to put that third one first. What's in it for me? But no, this is much more about glorifying God and loving one another. So I think that's and at intergenerational worshiping together, that really helps us to do that, doesn't it? Hey, thanks guys for your time. Great to talk, great to chat. Hope it was helpful for you as well. Thanks a lot.